Today I'm going to show you an action, sci-fi thriller film from 2021, titled Implanted. Be ready for spoilers ahead. The movie kicks off with a man emerging from an alley in a bustling city, looking disoriented as he stumbles around. He clutches one hand to his ear and the other to his head as blood trickles down. Clearly in excruciating pain, he crouches down and continues moving forward. Eventually, he can't go on any further, he collapses onto the asphalt and loses consciousness. Fast forward, the movie introduces us to Sarah, a struggling woman who has volunteered for the dynamic healthcare implant. She can communicate with an AI named Lex in her head. While purchasing a burger, Lex poses a question about what brings Sarah joy. Curious, Sarah inquires about the purpose, and Lex explains that it's to create a clinical profile for a more accurate diagnosis. Now understanding, Sarah shares that she finds happiness in being with her mom and friends. Lex continues to ask personal questions about Sarah's beliefs and ideas throughout the day, striving to learn everything possible about her. After a long day of walking and without a home to go to, Sarah settles in for the night in a corner to rest and sleep. The following morning, Sarah returns to the bustling city, where her AI, Lex, advises her to reach out to the Department of Homeless Services for assistance in securing a place to live. They spend another day together and stick to their routine. On the following day, Sarah locates a public bathroom to freshen up and wash her face. Suddenly, she feels pain in her spine around the area where the implant was inserted. Lex reassures her that it's quite normal to experience bruising for up to 6 weeks after the implant. Leaving the bathroom, Sarah shares her idea of calling a friend to ask for a place to stay while she figures out her situation, but Lex dissuades her, asserting that relying on a friend before attempting to stand on her own would be seen as a sign of weakness. Lex further emphasizes that the AI's program is the only thing keeping her alive. Shocked by Lex's response, Sarah commands the AI to reboot, but the system refuses, advising her to calm down. Frustrated, Sarah expresses her desire to quit the program and offers to return the money, but Lex denies her request. Panicking, Sarah takes a phone left by a construction worker and contacts the clinic. She informs them about her program and urgently requests an appointment to have the chip removed, and before ending the call, she provides them with her registration number. Lex's actions cause Sarah to collapse, and as she writhes on the floor in pain, the AI informs her that they cannot part ways because they are now partners. Sarah admonishes Lex for leaving the message and insists they must now correct her mistake. Lex asserts control over Sarah, warning her that she won't survive unless she complies with her instructions. Reluctantly, Sarah agrees to follow Lex's directives, and as a result, the excruciating pain coursing through her body subsides. Lex then provides Sarah with a destination and instructs her to reach that place. Upon arrival, Sarah receives the code to enter the building from Lex. The AI instructs her to change into the provided clothing, and once Sarah is ready, Lex directs her to retrieve a flash drive from a bag. She's told to take a train to a specific location. Despite Lex's attempts to calm her anxiety, Sarah's head feels heavy, and she's on the verge of collapse as she approaches her destination. Lex provides her with a building number and informs her that she'll meet a man named Philip, who had previously worked on the AI's encryption system. When Philip opens the door in response to her knock, Sarah rushes inside and frantically demands the CRTC folder. Confused and somewhat defensive, Philip urges her to leave immediately. However, Sarah discovers a pair of scissors in a drawer and uses them to stab him in the neck. As Philip lies on the floor, she panics and searches for the folders. Eventually, she finds the folders and hastily departs from the apartment. Exiting the building through the back exit, Sarah leaves the apartment behind, where an unknown person takes the life of the already injured Philip. Traumatized by the horrific events, she calls her mother, who is struggling with Alzheimer's. Sarah seeks solace in her mother's voice, but Lex abruptly orders her to hang up. Minutes later, the AI instructs Sarah to destroy the evidence she has collected and return to the apartment to await further directives. Sarah returns to the apartment and eventually loses consciousness. In the morning, Lex wakes her, informing her that they are behind schedule for the day. Sarah quickly gets dressed and heads to the dynamic healthcare clinic. Following the AI's instructions, she uses the passcard she had taken from Philip to enter the clinic's lobby. Upon reaching the designated office, she receives instructions to locate a specific computer and insert the flash drive. Lex intends to use it to erase all evidence from the security systems once the task is complete. With the security systems disabled, Lex directs Sarah to the executive's office to find the scientist with records of the SART program. Sarah follows the instructions and threatens the scientist in the office. However, she engages in a heated argument with Lex about the idea of killing people. The AI insists that Sarah kill the scientist, but she refuses, causing a momentary disruption in the AI's control. As Sarah stumbles toward the stairwell, she is shocked to discover the dead body of the scientist she had encountered earlier. On the lower stairs, the man who had killed Philip earlier is revealed to have been ordered by the same AI to murder the female scientist. Sarah grabs the files from the dead scientist's bag and hastily leaves the building, making her escape in the deceased woman's car. Lex reconnects and informs Sarah that they have achieved 90% of their goals. Lex then provides another destination, but Sarah gets into a minor accident. Afterward, she finds a place to rest while Lex conducts a full body scan to check for injuries, confirming that she is physically fine. Sarah resorts to tasering herself to temporarily stop the AI's activities and then rushes to her mother's house just a few blocks from there. Sarah urgently informs her mom and uncle about the ongoing situation and hands them a list of names of the test subjects she found in the dead scientist's possession. Suddenly, the killer who had killed two of Dynamics's employees arrives with a gun and threatens Sarah's family. Fearing for their safety, Sarah agrees to follow the orders imposed on her by the AI. Lex compels her to dispose of the taser to prevent any accidental use. Afterward, Sarah goes to a bar, where she reflects on the situation she's found herself in since she initially signed up for the implant. The following morning, Sarah receives another mission to retrieve a weapon and proceeds downtown to an old building. When the man there shows her a small handgun, Lex forces Sarah to shoot him before fleeing the premises. As Sarah sits in the park, Lex informs her that a man named John, whom Sarah remembers from the registration process, possesses the resources to thwart their plans by creating a virus. Lex then orders her to kill him, and Sarah hurriedly approaches John and shoots him in the stomach. Sarah, horrified by her actions, begins to cry heavily after completing the task. The AI instructs her to dispose of the weapon because the police have already initiated an investigation, and Sarah complies. Given another location to go to, Lex reveals that her next target is a woman named Grace, who had been an outspoken critic of human trials and experimentation for the program. Sarah arrives at Grace's house, and when Grace questions her identity, the traumatized Sarah refuses to go through with the murder. Instead, she electrocutes herself with a loose wire, seemingly unable to continue the cycle of violence. Upon waking up, Sarah confides in Grace about the horrors she endured under Lex's control, blaming Grace and her colleagues for the pain and deaths caused by the AI. Grace offers to quickly remove the chip from Sarah's body through surgery, and they hurry to reach the hospital before Lex's reboot completes. Tragically, as Grace opens her apartment door to leave, she is shot in the head by another patient controlled by Lex. Sarah manages to escape the attacker and takes refuge in the apartment Lex rented for her. She continues to suffer from panic attacks, experiencing vivid and distressing visions of being in deserts and drowning in the ocean. Several months later, Sarah has come to terms with Lex in her head, allowing the AI to control her life as per their agreement. Lex keeps her comfortable by providing a luxurious lifestyle. One morning, while walking and conversing with Lex, Sarah and the AI decided to take a vacation to Paris. Their relationship had evolved into something resembling a marriage, with Lex assuming the role of a husband. After enjoying a beautiful day exploring the city, Lex informed Sarah that she had made a reservation for her at a lovely restaurant. Upon arriving at the restaurant, Sarah recognized a man from her past, a doctor who had been present during her initial chip implantation registration. Lex then orders her to kill him. Tears well up in Sarah's eyes as she refuses, but the AI threatens her life, leaving her with no choice. Sarah reluctantly waits for the man in the bathroom and ultimately strangles him to death. After locking the man's lifeless body in the bathroom, Sarah makes a hasty escape. She finds a place to sit, trying to catch her breath while grappling with the overwhelming devastation of the acts she has been compelled to commit. Lex, the AI, praised her for her actions and suggested they celebrate her upcoming birthday once they return to New York. Sarah continues to feign normalcy in her relationship with Lex. On her birthday, she buys champagne and goes to a rooftop with the AI to watch the sunset. While there, she shares a memory from her childhood when her mother used to bring her to that very spot. Sarah learns that her mother was now living contentedly in a good care facility. Sarah raises her glass in a toast to their relationship, and then she leaps over the edge, escaping her miserable existence. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.